Well, here we are, beyond the bell. Barry Jones, Sonny Edwards join us ringside to reflect briefly here on another successful night of Next Gen Boxing in Liverpool. Let's start with the main event. The pressure was on, wasn't it, on Peter McGrail tonight? Your thoughts on his performance, Barry, from ringside?
Yeah, the pressure was on because, you know, coming back from a knockout like that where you were boxing so well, so I didn't make many mistakes and I still got caught. So there's question marks for yourself, not for other people, for yourself. But he went in there, you know, with no worries. He got caught with a few good shots and still carried on fighting. And I think that was good for him. Then everyone sees stoppages, but I thought that was a really good work rate, good pressure, good display of pressure fighting with that front foot, not giving Leach any escape routes, and a successful night for him. We can get back on track.
What impressed you tonight, Sonny, with Peter McGrail?
Yeah, similar to what Barry said. I think he set out a good pace. He controlled pretty much every movement, every step. It was kind of like a dance at some parts. Mark Leach, we don't know how much notice, or I don't, how much notice he got for the fight with the pullout, but he was very, very wiry. He was very on the outskirts, so it made Peter have to constantly press, constantly find the shot. And I think when he did go through the phases, went the first time and caught him up with a second shot, a lot of the time he was catching with a second shot clean. When he was trying to land the first one, Peter, I think it was getting read and it was getting reacted to, but when he was touching the first and landing a second clean, over and over again, Mark was getting backed up and a clean shot was coming through.
Do you think he'd have put some demons to bed tonight, Barry?
Yeah, I do. I think that was sort of the perfect antidote. He got caught with I know Leach is not a big puncher, but he still got caught with some good shots coming forward and didn't flinch. There you go, there's one for his final example there. He just took a step back, regrouped and went again. It's not criticism, let's finish on a good note. But he's not a big puncher. When you're aggressive and you're not a big puncher, the chances are people are going to fire back with you. So he's an intelligent fighter with smart footwork. Today he didn't use as much as I've seen in the past. So I would say to him, don't try and hit so hard. Sometimes you got what you got. If you've got a clear target when they're coming back, then put everything into it. But that's not your game. Speed, work rate, intelligence is your game. You can be a forward fighter like that. If you don't load up with your shots, then you can move quicker after you've thrown your shots, rather than to have to stay there because you put a bit more weight in your punches, and then you wouldn't get caught as often as he does. And I know that because we're not massive punchers, but you know.
Whoa, speak to yourself, bro.
Oh, you know. Okay, I'm the least person. He's second least. I'm
the least, then you two.
You are. But I think that's all. But when you're an aggressive puncher, you're going to have to take punches because you're going into the fire. And apart from that, you know, he's a joy to watch. He really is a joy to watch. So technically very good. You know, it's exciting because he throws lots of punches. He's always on you. It's only the knockout thing that's missing.
Eddie mentioned, Sonny, that fight with Dennis McCann, but for Peter McGrail's sake, he'll want Jericho Quinn next one, you know.
Yeah, maybe. You know, Monday will come and it'll probably be whatever the best decision or the best offer is, really. We're prize fighters. I think that's a fantastic fight. Olympian Peter McGrail, you know, coming back off a loss, good win there. You know, Dennis kind of in a similar position, very, very highly touted. Had a setback, now looking to really come back. How long do we wait for these fights to happen? I heard that is he not mandatory for his title now? So for me, that would be a perfect fight. And maybe next as well for both sides. I think it's one of those that match up. I know Dennis has got to get through a fight, and we don't know if we're going to get the rematch now. I would have liked to see it today because I think we maybe would have seen a better Peter, personally. Because right now I think he's getting stuck in the styles between a little bit. Because I feel like his bread and butter, his actual best work is done at range, around the target, moving, keeping the ring in his control. But I think where he's signed, there's a lot of hype behind an Olympian, one of the best amateurs that's ever come out of the country. I think he's getting stuck in the movement of really trying to impress every time he's in the ring. I think that's why last time he had 4 rounds of punching holes in the kid before switching off to what was coming back and ended up knocked out. Today, even, you know, with Mark Leach, I kind of thought it was going to be a quite awkward and tricky night because he's a boxer tricks, Mark, and he's not always going forward. If anything, he's kind of usually going always back to the side. But I don't know, I would like to see Peter just settle himself and find his identity in the ring a little bit more, because someone I've seen him and grown up on England camps and GB from ever, one of the best technical boxers and hard to hit with a handful of rice. However, his last 3-4 fights, he's not easy to hit, but he's not hard to hit. Not hard enough. A quick one on your friend and stablemate, Junaid Bostan. Barry, you a fan of Starboy?
Yeah, not the name. I got to be honest.
I gave him that.
Did you?
Yeah. Even less though. Even less so now. But he is very, very good. I know what he showed, and I said in commentary, it's the concentration. and you've got to be fit to be able to concentrate. I think he learned that in his last fight. You know, he got switched up and got caught and had a little bit of a torrid round, got himself back together. Here, okay, they did in the fight, he got caught a few times, but Jack Martin's a real tough guy.
Man.
Oh, mate, unbelievably tough. He keeps coming forward. I thought Junaid at stages boxed sublime. Throughout the fight, he boxed very, very well. I thought his judgment, the distance was really good. You know, his discipline was really good. That finishing shot, the referee, when he got back up, he should have got back up, Jack Martin. The referee calls it off because he went down limp, and that's the sign of a fight that's not getting up. You know, that's the fight who's knocked out. Usually, Jack Martin just built the sterner stuff. That was a really good performance, and the performance he needed, I think, for him, not for anyone else, for him to go, I got the stamina now to go the route, I can dictate the pace moving around the ring, and I have the power to finish a fight early.
Grant Smith, your trainer as well, of course, son. He wanted to see more maturity from Junaid tonight. Do you think he'll be happy with that?
In parts, definitely. I think it's his bursting for his energy. Sometimes he gets carried away with his work so much that then there's a bigger fall off than he needs in rounds. But if he just drops maybe a little bit, 15%, 20% sometimes, he will have the longevity and the efficiency. I don't think there's anything too much wrong with his maturity or his decision making. It's just that sometimes he's forgetting how long 30 minutes is in a boxing ring. Okay, he didn't get to do the 10 round for the first time today. I would have a bit disappointed. I would have liked him to really, but I think he would have learned a lot of lessons, because, you know, against a more dangerous opponent coming forward, like Jack Martin was very, very tough, but that was probably his biggest asset, that he could take a lot of clean shots that we were seeing on that screen just then, and it weren't until the 7th, 8th round and that finally one got him. And I thought Junaid hit him with that same shot 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe times, probably with just as much volition, but over the time you break him down, he's got very quick hands, very quick reactions, but when it starts getting a little bit easy in there, he can switch off. And then he gets caught, but then it brings him back, and then the movement comes back, the range comes in, the shot picking comes. So I was tremendously pleased, and I was genuinely impressed with Junaid's performance, and also very much so Jack Martin's toughness. Because like I said, I've seen people inspiring in big gloves, good fighters as well, name brand fighters, take shots like that off Junaid and go down. Recently, so I know Junaid's been firing ever since he got off in America. All through Ramadan, he's been training, he was fasting, and his fight got knocked back, and then come to this one. He just wanted to get back here, and even though he did win his first fight in America, not the way he would have wanted to. So that would have, you know, chucked a stone a little bit further forward for Junaid's career tonight, I think.
Yeah, picked up his first professional title, of course, made it very clear to Eddie he wants Lee Cutler for that English title. A quick word on Beatrice Ferreira. Do you think she is going to be tough to beat, Barry?
Obviously, she's going to be tough to beat. I think there's more to come. I think if you can get acceleration in her punches, she's a put you to sleep fighter. She's a heavy-handed puncher. No, you see, everything's like a sledgehammer. She lifts the elbow up and chops down with punches quite often, but they're quite slow. There's a good rhythm, but they're quite slow punches. She gets some speed, some torque, some turn into those shots, and people are going to sleep. I mean, that's a nightmare for anybody. Listen, Rihanna Dixon was fantastic, really, brilliant. But Ferreira just now, for me, would be an avoided fight for a little while.
Ferreira versus Caroline Dubois, Rihanna Dixon.
That I can't see either of those fights happening anytime soon. Like Barry, I think you'll see them fight each other before we'll see them fight Beatrice Ferreira. I'm very, very impressed by Ferreira. This is not the first time I've seen her. I'm sure I either commentated or was at one of his fights, her fights, before. And yeah, very, very dangerous, very spiteful. Could probably do 3-minute rounds for her. The way she fights, she's aggressive. She's, strong. Right. I like a strong woman as well, Jamie.
Well, save that for later. Always great to hear the final words, of course, from two of the best boxing brains, Sonny Edwards and Barry Jones. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in Liverpool tonight. It wasn't a Fab 4, but a Fab 5 of fights, which started, of course, with a win for one McGrail and ended with the older brother, Peter McGrail, punching his way back to winning ways.